Okay, Muria Zimbabwe. We are live again. Panopa YouTube. But them Mutapa Times. Anozotuna time anotuna pa Facebook, pa Inside Africa Network. Just know if you wanna catch us live, come pa YouTube, but them Mutapa Times. So Muria Zimbabwe, a lot has been happening today. A lot has been happening in a couple of days that we just passed. And all of these things, today we have reported about a meeting yaitika ku Kariba, and include 4 of the members the deep state, actually 4 of the members with deep state. We are simply saying 4 Zimbabwean senior military members who have a lot of influence in the Zimbabwean government, who owns a lot of money. Vanova vacho vanocontrola military vekuti kana once they back Chiwenga, as they are starting to do now. Yesterday we reported about 2, today we reported about 4, but fortunately or unfortunately those 2 are included in this 4 because they actually had to have a meeting in Victoria Falls today. Right, Zimbabwe. We talked right now, topic yedukuza kuti Chiwenga inauguration next week Wednesday. Kurwa kuti there is a very good chance yekuti President mutsva muZimbabwe ari kuzogadzwa sooner than we think. So here is what is happening. Let me really give you full details. Zekuti Chiwenga inauguration next week Wednesday. So today, Zimbabwe, it's 24 July. Jiroakuti is just a couple of days. 24 July today is Friday. So when you start calculate kushika pa Wednesday next week is Friday. So you see kuti pane mazuva 5. So always there are 5 to 24 unengori 29 tisatato mboshika 31. So what is happening is very important because there is an ultimatum. Takuudza, we reported about an ultimatum yakapiwa Emerson Mnangagwa, 3 days to withdraw Cap 3 or watch all of these guys stand behind Chiwenga and it. So things are quite interesting right now. So from that ultimatum yakapiwa Chiwenga, just wait a second. Yakapiwa Mnangagwa, wait a second. Right. I know Murugundinzo. Right, to talk about the ultimatum yakapiwa Mnangagwa. And then if Mnangagwa fails to withdraw Cap 3, vakomana are planning kuti vakutozogadza Chiwenga. So it's very funny that they are talking about Wednesday, which will be 29 if I'm not mistaken, which means Tetsatashika to July 31. So what does this really mean? What inauguration? Is it a public one? Tatuana President Mutsa or what? Well, according to sources that are Taura Nadzo, it's not exactly like that, but it's to choose Vice President Chiwenga as the official leader with ZANU-PF, the first secretary with ZANU-PF. Oh! True life. Comment what you think. Comment what you're thinking about what I just said so far. And I'm seeing we have you guys right here who are watching live, which is good. But they want to put Chiwenga as the leader. We part yes and PF. And you have to understand how important this is. Because once Chiwenga becomes the leader, we part yes and PF. Wava director what ZANU-PF does. And you just quickly, all of a sudden, you have a lot of influence. But Maurice Babu, we'll come back to this because I have more details. Right now, I just want to go with you through what is happening muZimbabwe zviri kupisa right now dzahwera dzichinyangadza because Nelson Chamisa unfortunately or fortunately is in the forefront and nyaya yaNelson Chamisa itori nyaya yekutoti iri kutonyangadza. So let's get to what Nelson Chamisa just posted 10 hours ago. And he had a wonderful evening at Westminster Abbey in London, where we held a series of roundtable discussions with Zimbabweans from all walks of life: academics, professionals, entrepreneurs, young people, women, media practitioners, and students. The conversations were open, thoughtful, and enriching. Zimbabwe, listen to this. Listen to what Nelson Chamisa is saying. And wait, because I also have something to say. It was an opportunity to listen, exchange ideas, share perspectives, and collectively reflect on the vision, policies, and institutions needed to build a more prosperous, inclusive, and citizenocratic Zimbabwe. My sincere thanks to everyone who took the time to participate and contribute. Your insights, passion, and commitment to Zimbabwe's future are invaluable. Together, we can turn our shared aspirations into practical steps to achieve a proud and prosperous new great Zimbabwe. As citizens, government in our lifetime is our task and duty. The struggle for a just society. All right. Hence the struggle for a just society continues. Zimbabwe, I just don't know at this stage where Nelson Chamisa is living. Because listen, going to United Kingdom at this stage in Zimbabwe and talking to Zimbabweans who moved out of the country, who are working, is that Nelson Chamisa is also behind 31 July. He is in support of it. He is speaking publicly about it. But rather, this is not the only thing Nelson Chamisa is saying right now. You know, we don't want to accuse Nelson Chamisa of selling out, but he is accusing himself of selling out. Because one thing right now that is needed in Zimbabwe is just the citizens' action. Citizens doing something, right? Zimbabwe, isusu pano pamuzinda wevanhu pa the Mutapa Times pa YouTube pamuri kutoona live. Takupai update tichiti isusu finally Mnangagwa speaks about 31 July national shutdown. And in that video, if you open it, iripo pa channel panam, you will see Mnangagwa. We actually gave you the clip ya Mnangagwa, audio ya Mnangagwa achitaura about 31 July. So, first of all, you have to understand how significant this is and how small Mnangagwa feels right now when Zimbabweans just unite. Just like that, to talk research family chake, and then he sees, I was dreaming too much. I was playing with people's future too much. I need it. So, Andra Mnangagwa, make money. Kupinda mu street muswa 31 July is not making money, won't help you make money, etc. But Zimbabwe aripi mabasa muno Zimbabwe. Tinana mukoma vana sisi, hanzvadzi, vana moms, vana mudhara. Takatokura tisina vana moms, vana mudhara padeni. Because vari kunze kwenyika, vari kushanda, vari kutsvaga kunodi kune life. And then Mnangagwa all of a sudden ari kutudza kuti kwanzi work, make money. Ndo patambotaura kuti iwe urikutaurira kuti inda unoshanda uite mari, urikutaurira. Think about the majority of Zimbabweans who are working and making money. They are civil servants. So, to motivate a civil servant, wangu, mukira basa, go and make your money. Yoshitaura nes zvakadaro. Achiziva kuti surely mari ari kunoshandira day race haisviki $10. Kalka $10. What is that? Apandines qualified with 10 years experience. But ari kuhoreswa ka $300. You can't motivate that person kuti kwanzi rega kumacha ma street, rega kuita demonstration ma street. Because demonstration, marching in the streets, this is actually a direct way to make money for you, ordinary, for us, ordinary Zimbabweans. That's the truth. If we are able to show the world, to show the government, and be heard by the government, by the military, by Chiwenga, by everybody who is supporting Chiwenga against Cape 3, if they hear us and they take action and we really end up with a new government that cares for the people, that isingangomuki ichida kugura mutemo ichida kuchinja constitution pasina kubvunza vanhu. If we get that because of 31 July, because of 32 July, because of 33 July, because of 4 August, etc., then tengetaita the most work that is needed right now than kumuka ndichinda kunodzidzisa kuchikoro, than kumuka ndichinda kumabarracks ndichindi kushandira government kuchipurisa as a civil servant. You understand that part? We are starting with civil servants. They are getting nothing. You see, munyika iri functioning, and you succeed by merit, and the first merit in every citizen munyika muri Zimbabwe, it's the salary they get paid when they go to work, especially when you become a civil servant, because becoming a civil servant is working directly for the government. And working directly for the government, muri Zimbabwe, what that means is that you must be the highest paid people munyika if muri civil servants. But muri Zimbabwe, it's a joke. You know, they would go and give comic elder Arukuita Maskit $150,000 and a Ford Ranger, and then pay a nurse $300 per month. And even if you look at this industry, entertainment and whatever, don't even look at it and say, don't be jealous, comic elder Mnangagwa is doing something. He's doing nothing. It's just a comic elder. Think about everybody else, Barukuita Maskits, who are popular, who are loved by the people. All they're doing is live on scripts. They are on Facebook, by YouTube, or of course, sometimes it's not scripts, it's something. But at the end of the day, looting, when those in government are looting, it's not benefiting anybody else. It's just benefiting them. And so, muri Zimbabwe, right now, this is what's happening, and it's quite interesting. Now, let's get into another trending fire story. What is happening right now? Because a lot of things are happening. We have leadership, a member of the leadership yesungano yevanhu Munyaradzi Bisai, speaking achitaura zvokupa government a yellow card. Achitaura zvokupa government a yellow card. Vari comment section umo, first of all, thank you for commenting. But vari kutaura zvisina basa pasi nazvo. Hanzi Nesbet Wokonya. Nesbet, taura zvinhu zvemusoro mufana wangu mu comment section umo. So because tiri live and tiri kuita zvatiri kuita, we are uplifting Zimbabwe. And so let me get to this story. Munyaradzi muri Zimbabwe, so that tofambirana tichinzwisisa zviri kutaurwa nesungano yevanhu who are the leaders ve 31 July mass movement. My demonstrations are peaceful but are powerful enough to change things munyika. So this is on open pali pa X. Right, play a video.
Section
That is at full screen.
59 allows Section 59 allows the citizens of this country the right to protest.
Wait.
We must not create this.
Wait. First of all, Zimbabwe, did you hear that opening statement? Section 59 of the Zimbabwean Constitution allows according to the law. I like it when people talk according to the law. But as once mama zoneza paper chibudikira rimwe chikwa anti-president richitaura zvisina kana nebasa rese zvisingatibatsiri as a people. Zvinhu zviri useless zvisimo muconstitution zvariri kungotaura richiwana musoro maro toti pasi nazvo. Isu hatisi kuzobvundisa zvinhu zvisina basa. As you can see, muri Zimbabwe, we are here standing. Now let's listen to the guys.
Ndosaka vanhu vakaenda kuhondo Reverend Watanga vachitaura kuti what has happened on 7 July is a constitutional coup. It's a UDI that has happened. So the citizens have that right, as long as they exercise it peacefully and as well as in terms of the governing laws. But fundamental, and remember that this constitution is the supreme law of the nation. And the constitution is very clear that people have a right to peaceful, to demonstrate, to think. We have endorsed the stay away. And because remember we've said that 31st July is a organic people-driven action that has come from below. Vanhu vavajaira kuti zvinhu zvinongotaurwa nevakuru kubva kumusoro. But iye zvino vanhu vazvironga. So we cannot prescribe to people what they have to do. But as a movement, isu sina maelo kada muri kuona. Zvataurwa mustatement yedu. This is a warning. That is why we're putting this in the national stay away. We are having a program beyond it, which will move. And it moves us with Kambora. Kana wapoira, wozowana rechipiri, wana red card went. So the red card will come. Kana wakasaterera. That is the purpose, yes, stay away. And we believe kuti that brings in as many of our people as possible, including vamwe vachineka kutya, including vamwe vasati vanyatsoona. So we believe that a national stay away unites and brings together as many people as possible. And we will say,
right. This is as far as the clip goes. But what Munyaradz was saying, to be honest with you, it's inspiring. It's encouraging. This is peaceful. This is beautiful. This is how Zimbabweans express themselves. This is how Zimbabweans express themselves. And Zimbabweans are expressing themselves. And Zimbabweans are going to be heard. Zimbabwe. First, Mkoman Avura ne Zrim Constitution, Section 59, allows Zimbabweans kuti vapinde mu street, vataridzire, zviri peaceful, zviri whatever. So, let me tell you this. If anything, the first thing that you would kana Mnangagwa and the police institution in Zimbabwe, if they say no to all these letters being submitted requesting 31 July as a day for national shutdown, as a day for demonstrations, peaceful demonstrations for Zimbabweans to show how they feel about what just happened about Kid 3. And then the police yoramba is that's the first blow. That's the first blow. You have to understand, kana police ikaramba za request wa nema citizens kuruwa kuti police yaramba ku implementa zviri mu constitution. Takakudza kuti constitution wataura Mkomana akati constitution ye Zimbabwe is the supreme law. Murezimba tiri live pano pa the Mutapa Times YouTube channel, and I'm seeing you are watching now. Listen, Zimbabwe, I am saying kana police ikaramba kuruwa kuti police in Zimbabwe on a direct level as Zimbabweans we are looking at it and it is breaking the law. Avasikuwina. Zimbabwe takuudzai in the topic of this live broadcast itself ndekuti Chiwenga inauguration next week Wednesday, because deep state is busy organizing things, is busy making moves. And so 31 July yamuri kuonai, it's not just ordinary citizens in Zimbabwe's movement. We have guys, let me tell you about this. You know, inini, the good thing there, I have an opportunity. I'm always inside. You know, I get opportunities to get inside kutaura military barracks, kupinda mu Herbert Chitepo barracks, kupinda ku Josiah Magamba barracks, ndinopinda kwesi. And so I had an opportunity, let me tell you about this, to talk to real serving soldiers. Of course, ndechitaura ndakangwara zvangu ndichingobvunza tumubvunzo senge ndingobvunza, but ndechida kunzwa kuti vamire papi masoja. Masoja asi kufara. Ordinary soldier in Zimbabwe is not happy at all. And everything, remember, it's not like it's a complicated situation, it's a complicated story or whatever. It's directly all linked to money. people are not happy. Masoja taitaura nyaya yachivhayo musi uno ne group of soldiers, serving soldiers, military soldiers muno muZimbabwe. Tichitaura nyaya yachivhayo, they are not happy about chivhayo. They really feel offended. You know, when you see munyika inotambugwa seZimbabwe, munyika ine vanhu vasina chinhu seZimbabwe, somebody has got all the money and they are connected to the president, they are connected to the leadership. You know exactly where they're getting their money. They're getting their money from their proximity to power. And ordinary soldiers see this. You see, they would tell you, you see, let me connect you, Zimbabwe, so you understand something. You see, the reason why Vanamnangagwa, Vanamgabe, when they recruit the military, they would go kumamisha, they would go kuma places, kuchichiwa districts, vachirecruit, vachichaga vanhu. Kuti wewe, if we are looking for people who have failed grade 7, so that you come, you join the military, and then they give you a philosophy, they brainwash you. You understand? But unfortunately, you see, Munu, every chinchunon's moon, chiri ambitious. Ambitious enough. Because it's about, can I go? Ukandi brainwasher, then put money in my pocket so that I don't wake up. Can I, as long as Maril Momo Manga, you know, I can be like, but kana muhomwe mangu ndichizvona shoti ndaura ka $300, and then you see wiki nochivayo flaunting money, spending all of this money, doing all of these things. You've got 7 Rolls Royces, you've got a private jet, 10 houses, and all. You can see it. So there is actually money in Zimbabwe. Why am I not being paid enough equally? You understand? Chero uri musoja asina kudzidza wakagumira grade 7 iwewe. Vakakurecruita wakagumira grade 7. Usina that knowledge of how the world works, economic inoshanda sei, economics inoshanda sei, chichi inoshanda sei. But paunongoona lifestyle yevamwe vanhu, and then you compare it, we fananza neyako uri musoja, unobva waunderstand kuti pane chitsotsi chiripo. And ndiri kukuudzai, ndandichitaura nemasoja mumabarracks muri Zimbabwe. Nhasi chacha ndachitotaura nemasoja mumabarracks. And I know how these guys think. These guys, you know, they're just being led. When Emerson Mnangagwa, you know, they would push a narrative. They are always pushing a narrative. Yekuita senge they care about the military, or Yekuita senge the military is actually standing with them. That's the biggest lie they push. A push Yekuita senge military ndeya Mnangagwa, and the military will do whatever Mnangagwa asks. That's why Murukuona Mnangagwa, the first time he addressed about 31 July demonstrations, achiti iye taiposta pano video, I said this. Achitaura kuti iye kupinda muma streets kudemonstrate muso 31 will only take you to jail, will only cause you to be tear gassed. And ari kuvhundusira vanhu achishandisa the powers of 2 institutions. One, the police, the Zimbabwe Republic Police, and also the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. He talks as if Zimbabwe Defense Forces or Zimbabwe Republic Police, it's Emerson Mnangagwa's personal institutions. Unfortunately, muno Zimbabwe, President Takatombo Mchinja, and Takamchinja Mugabe. Mugabe had the same mentality in Mnangagwa, you know, mentality kuba entitled to think that you have the right to be the president of Zimbabwe. But where is Mugabe now? Dead. But even before he died, we removed him. The people marched, the people supported Military General Chiwenga vachibvisa Mugabe. You understand that part? Right. So, apa tanga tichitaura nyaya tanga tichitaura. Tanga tichitaura nyaya yesungano yevanhu. Anditi. Now, muri Zimbabwe, I want to jump to something different with you. I want to jump to something different with you. And inyaya iri social, inyaya inechekuita nesu sevanhu semaZimbabweans. Let's get into that story. You laugh when we get into it. Iripa news day. Right? So again, scroll a little bit more. Very funny. Legal gaps fuel illicit tumra trade. Wawa go. Wawa boys rang. Wawa uruta gwani raho. So, zviri kunzi muZimbabwe tumha turi kunyanya kutengeswa kupfuura rimwe bhiya. Ende ndisati ndapinda mustory iyi, ndisati ndapinda mukushata kwazvo, kunaka kwazvo or whatever. Ndisati ndava political about it. I just want to say, boys, Wingy D wakaimba akati, changosara kudhakwa. Don't take those lyrics small. Don't, wake up and then wotorera pasi zvinenge zvichiimbwa nana Wingy D. Because vana Wingy D, they are musicians. They are there to satisfy the market, to look for what exactly are people looking for, what do they want, and then they give you as Zimbabweans what you want. So ukanzwa achimba zvokuti changosara kudhakwa muno munyika, it's because he has made the conclusion over the years kuti this song, these lyrics, this topic right here is what Zimbabweans want. Kungodhakwa, chasara kudhakwa. Because munyika mune nhamo, munyika muna mabasa, munyika muna chii. Saka ukaona ndikawana ka 5 bobo, ka 5 rand, ka 50 cent, ka dollar, ndakanotenga kambwa, ndakadhakwa, ndakarohwa, ndakakangamwa everything. This is the life most men muno muZimbabwe are living. But now, let me get into this and what Newsday is saying. And then we'll come back to analyzing it. Concerns over the sale and abuse of unregulated alcoholic substances such as tumbra have exposed gaps in the country's legal framework, with legislators questioning why suspected offenders are repeatedly arrested but released by the courts. The issue was raised in the National Assembly by Rushinga legislator Tendai Nyabani, who told Parliament that police were struggling to secure convictions against people accused of selling the substance. Nyabani said authorities were making arrests, but suspects were being discharged due to the absence of clear legal provisions dealing with the substance. In Rushinga, where I come from, beer called Tumbra is being sold. The police are arresting those people, but when they go to the courts, they are not being convicted because it is said that there is no law against that, Nyabani said. He told the parliament that he had personally seized some of the substances, adding that law enforcement officers were facing challenges in dealing with the problem. Alright, I just paid this. But I know this. Now, let's talk about this. Mutemo is Zimbabwe. Constitution is Zimbabwe. It seems like aina ma consequences ainawo against vanhu vanotengesa tumha. So kututu tumha might sound like maybe kuti kambwa uri kumwa tumha, it's like uri something that is taboo, something that is bad, something that is chichi. But now let's talk about what tumha is really. Chinhu chinonzi tumha in reality is just an alcoholic beverage. Most of them, they have 43% as written on the labels, but if you were to look into them, they might have even more percentages of alcohol in them. There's no dark as well. And alcohol actually inenge isiri that refined, haina kunyanya kushandwa nayo. That's why it's too cheap. But when you look at it, it's just alcohol. Ringoriwo doro, ingoriwo whiskey inodhura, ingoriwo vodka inodhura. Ndo zvatoti tumwa. In fact, yakachipa. Ingoriwo whiskey yakachipa, ingoriwo vodka yakachipa. And it ndo zvatoti tumwa. Of course, tune ma side effects. The thing is might not be that refined and whatever. But let's be honest, same as Zimbabweans. Sometimes you just need to drink something. And because you just need to drink something, feel good, feel stable, feel confident, and go ahead and implement things. Because nyika ino haina order. Order chaicha ndekuti unoza chino chinonzi nyika ine order mu Zimbabwe. Ukaona on an institutional level nyika yava ne order. What happens in that country ndechekuti ukaenda kuchikoro, as long as you stick to the books, you stick to the old people's advice. Kuti enda kuchikoro mwanangu, dzidza, get a degree, wana basa. And because that advice is not bad in a functioning country. kana uri mu-United States of America, uri mu-South Korea, or even pa next job pa South Africa, kudzidza woita degree wotsvaga basa is the official first way to getting into the world, to achieving whatever dreams you have. Because even if you have my dreams, maybe you want to be a musician, a movie director, an engineer, an entrepreneur, or whatever, well, it's good for you to go to school, learn, get a degree, and then come work, save your money, start investing, and then you become an entrepreneur. Learn, get your degree, come work, take that money, start investing it in your talent. Maybe you want to be a musician, invest in your music career, and then you become a big star. It's all right. That's beautiful in a functioning country. But in Zimbabwe, you're not going to kudzidza, you got a degree, you got a chi, but that doesn't mean you have a life to start. You have a point to start, because you're not going to have a degree, wait a honest, but we know for most people, $300 just means you have no life, or all of your money you spend it every month, and it's just like living at the lowest wages. And Mnangagwa thinks that's normal. We have no president. Right now, we cannot talk of Mnangagwa, we cannot talk of ZANU-PF as if they are leaders. These guys are doing nothing. But anyway, as you can see, it ended up connecting to politics. But now let's get to something quite interesting, but not that interesting. So this, what we're about to talk about, Zimbabwe, is about our resources. Dr. resources directly, and how they are being managed under Mnangagwa regime. Directly. So let's get to newzimbabwe.com. newzimbabwe.com as of 24th of July, today, one report that they have reported. I know territory yokuti most Zimbabweans knows nothing about it, but I know a lot about it, so you don't have to worry, because you are still working with the Inini Super Nexus Panapamazindova. Tiripa YouTube, Tiri live. You are listening to this live. It's not recorded and whatever. It's live. So, Mutapa Gold secures $125 million loan facility for Shamba Hill project. Right now, that headline itself, for most ordinary Zimbabweans, it's like, what are you talking about? Mutapa Gold secures $125 million loan facility for Shamba Utop. What does that mean? So first of all, what is this Mutapa Gold? Mutapa Gold izita rakapiwa ku kambani yenyika yeZimbabwe, ye-government yeZimbabwe, inorana ma-gold mines eZimbabwe, a-government yeZimbabwe. And so, this is a government thing. Of course, now, Katakutora under Emerson Tambuzo Mnangagwa regime, panogona kunge pane corruption irikuitika or whatever. But now let's talk about this. And here's one beautiful thing. You hear it as we get into the story. That $125 million was secured from local banks. But it will only be beautiful if the leadership of that Mutapa Gold are for the people. If not for the people, now they are running Wanashamba mine. Mutapa Gold is the company irikurana mines, a government yes Zimbabwe anoita goride. Now let's get into it. Anzi, state-owned miner Mutapa Gold Resources, MGR, so you know the Mutapa Gold Resources, has secured a $125 million syndicated loan from local banks to finance the development of its Shamba Hill project. The banking syndicate includes CBZ Bank Yakapa $25 million, EcoBank Ikapa $25 million yava 50, cabs ikapa $20 million yava 70, and then ZB Bank ikapa $15 million yava 85, and then NMB Bank ikapa $15 million yava 100, and then FBC Bank ikapa $10 million yava 110, and then First Capital Bank ikapa $10 million yava 120, and then AFC Bank ikapa $5 million ikaba 125 million US dollars. Speaking at the loan signing ceremony, Shamva Mine General Manager Gift Mapakame said the financing fulfilled a strategy that had been in place since 2021. Mapakame said the project would increase Shamva Mine's annual gold production by 264% from approximately 0.8 tons to 2.4 tons, contributing an additional 6% to Zimbabwe's national gold output. We are basically going to move from a production platform of a 0.8 tons per year to about 2.4 tons, which is about 6%, an increment of 6% contributing to the national gold production, which is quite huge, Mapakame said. Beyond increased production, he said the project would deliver lasting benefits to surrounding communities through investments in water and electricity infrastructure, healthcare, education, and employment. He said Shamva Hill was expected to create around 1,800 jobs, including permanent employees and contractors during construction and operations. The biggest benefactors of this project will be the community. The bulk infrastructure that we are putting in place, including water and power, is being designed not only to support Shamva Mine, but also to cater for surrounding communities. Atisuzopedzisa. But in Zimbabwe, you can see a picture. They were in celebration. They were talking about that meeting and whatever. So now, Zimbabwe, it's the Mutapa Times. We are the ordinary citizens, the voice of the people, of the ordinary people, because we don't care about my headlines and my newspapers, state-owned newspapers, opposition newspapers, or whoever blogger out there. We don't care about the topics. We care about the actual money inopinda muhomwe dzedu sema Zimbabweans. Kana tisina kugaina anything, the nonsense, go away. Nituma plans twako, nituma strategies twako, because you are benefiting us nothing. Who do want to see benefit is the ordinary Zimbabwean. So it sounds beautiful on paper. Kuti this Shamva mine, owned by Mutapa Gold, a state-owned entity, is now expanding, secured $125 million in loans from all these local banks. But at the end of the day, how does that benefit me as an ordinary Zimbabwean? Does that increase $1 on my salary? Does that reduce my taxes? Does that means I'm going to have an access to medicine in hospitals? Unfortunately, as of right now, if I'm making a right conclusion that benefits the real people, the ordinary Zimbabweans, I would say no. Azvisi mushonga muzvipatara, hazviwedzeri government efficiency, hazviwedzeri kuvakwa kwezvipatara, kwemaroad, kwechichi, schools, etc. Actually, it just benefits a few people, a few families, if I were to be specific, who are in ZANPF, who are the top leagues, top wigs, or whatever. Because they are looting, they are stealing, they are thieves. It gets beautiful. This is so nice. We are live. 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 And I love being live. So we are going to get into this. Because Zimbabweans are important. You know, some people just want to take over everything and pretend as if everything belongs to them. As if ordinary people don't matter at all. And so now, Zimbabwe, let's get to local, social, and economic news. Pakaipa. As a matter of fact, we already got to local and whatever news. So, which means, as of right now, Zimbabwe, I have to close this live broadcast, and I'm seeing the numbers, I'm seeing the people who are watching us live, and I say thank you. And I know others who will not watch us live, but you are watching us right now, so thank you also. And remember, this platform right here, pano pa the Mutapa Times YouTube channel, varikutuona pa Inside Africa pa Facebook, just know, pa zvinoitika live pa the Mutapa Times YouTube channel. So make sure you go to YouTube, you subscribe to the Mutapa Times YouTube channel, Neni Super Nexus, on every platform. And Tenge Chikupaima updates live. And it's beautiful because these updates, they're coming to you live during my times which are very important when it comes to shaping the future of our nation. And my demonstrations that are planned on 31st of July, which is like 7 days from now. Is it? Nas is 24. So 24 to 31, yes, it's 7 days. It's a week from now. It's beautiful. It's happening. We change to more fire. So let me show you the thumbnail of this video one more time. Watch live. Chiwenga inauguration next week, Wednesday. The Zim update every day at 7 p.m. So the deep state right now, these guys have planned. They will be behind 31 July. If by 29 July Mnangagwa asat aita withdraw Cape 3. Kamnangagwa asat aita withdraw Cape 3. Then ma one arkutevera Mnangagwa